This was way more than just another Friday night football game. Nope. This was a nationally televised showdown on ESPN2, and there was some serious bad blood simmering just below the surface. You had an undefeated powerhouse versus a really motivated underdog with pride, a perfect season, and yeah, some pretty weird bragging rights on the line. Let's get into how this whole grudge match, the so-called Panda Bowl, actually played out.
And this is where it all started. The week before the games, Sacramento State's own university president, Luke Wood, just went ahead and lit the fuse. I mean, he didn't just predict a win, he straight up dismissed the undefeated Montana Grizzlies as panda bears, questioned their whole schedule, and pretty much guaranteed they were going to lose. It was the kind of bulletin board material you just can't make up. And, looking at it on paper, you can kind of see where some of that confidence was coming from. You've got the number 4 ranked Montana Grizzlies rolling in with a perfect 7-0 record, and they're up against a 4-3 Sacramento State team. So yeah, Montana's the powerhouse, but the Hornets had home field advantage, and, let's be honest, a whole lot of swagger.
And just like that off-field talk officially turned this regular conference matchup into the Panda Bowl. Suddenly, it wasn't just about conference standings anymore. Nope, this was personal. A real test of respect between two of the best programs in the Big Sky.
And for Montana, man, there was a ton on the line here. Way more than just one game. Think about it, an 8-0 start, that's historic stuff. Only the 7th time it's ever happened for the program. They also had a bit of a score to settle in Sacramento, seeing as they'd lost their last 2 games there. But really, above all else, they had to answer for being called Panda Bears. The motivation could not have been higher.
Okay, so the stage is set. The game kicks off, and wow, it was just pure fireworks right from the get-go. Both offenses came out absolutely firing in what turned into a wild back-and-forth shootout.
I mean, the first half was just pure chaos. Sacramento State would score, then boom, Montana would answer it right back. The Hornets land a punch to open the second quarter. Montana responds just 2 minutes later. It was like a heavyweight fight, with both teams just trading these massive offensive blows. It all leads to a 21-21 tie late in the half. It felt like neither defense could get a stop.
But you know how it is. In a game this tight, it almost always comes down to one big mistake. And a huge one right before halftime completely flipped the entire script and let the Grizzlies finally take control.
The swing in momentum was just bam! So fast and so brutal. It all started when Sacramento State muffed a punt, handing Montana the ball in perfect field position. The Grizzlies immediately cashed in, scoring a touchdown to take a 28-21 lead right into halftime. Then, to kick off the third quarter, they march right down the field and score again. It was a sudden, devastating 1-2 punch.
Just try to put that into perspective. For Sacramento State, 1 minute you're in an absolute dogfight, tied 21-all. The next, you're looking up at a 2-touchdown deficit. All that fantastic momentum the Hornets had built, just gone, in a little over 5 minutes of game time.
So, with the game's momentum firmly in their hands, one player basically decided to put an exclamation point on the whole thing and slam the door shut on the Hornets for good.
And that player was Montana's all-purpose weapon, Michael Wortham. His performance as dazzling, and honestly, that might be an understatement. The guy was simply unstoppable.
His 238 all-purpose yards, that tells you everything you need to know. He was a threat from literally everywhere on the field. 89 yards on the ground, 80 yards through the air, and another 69 on special teams.
Go for 6, Wortham! 64 yards for Michael Wortham.
He was attacking the Hornets' defense from every possible angle. There was just no escaping him.
And he wasn't just moving the chains. He was finishing drives. Wortham hit the end zone 3 separate times, twice on the ground and once as a receiver.
Wortham, and he coasts into the end zone.
He was both the engine and the closer for this Montana offense. All of this led to a pretty definitive conclusion, didn't it? After a week of all that talk, the Grizzlies let their play do the talking, and they effectively swatted the Hornets right on their own home turf. The final score was 49-35, a decisive victory for Montana. But look closer at that table. The key to the entire game is sitting right there in the third quarter. Montana scores 7, Sacramento State scores a big, fat 0. That was the window where the Grizzlies just imposed their will and put the game away for good. So, in the end, Montana made a massive statement. They moved to a perfect 8-0. They finally broke that losing streak in Sacramento. And, probably the most satisfying part, they completely silenced all the panda ball noise with a dominant performance when the lights were brightest.
They answered the challenge from one of their biggest conference rivals in an emphatic way, which really leaves just one question as they move forward with that perfect season intact. With the trash talk now silenced and their confidence soaring, can anyone actually stop these Grizzlies?